Hello everyone, my name is Trevor, I go by TheMrTrails, welcome to the channel. So in the past couple of Dauntless trials, we have seen the return of some cheaters. Credits to Phoenix Labs for taking action against them already, as last week's cheater was being removed from the leaderboard, but there is another this week. Now what happens when these players surface is that the veteran players will immediately say that this is a cheater, and Phoenix Labs needs to take action against them. However, the newer players to the game, or maybe some of the older players that just haven't experienced this before, are confused as to why this is labeled as cheating. They're interested in seeing if there's a way this could actually be possible, and they want to know what build the person was using and such before labeling it as cheated. And this week is pretty interesting, as the time we claim to be cheated is actually not even in first place anymore. Now this is because this week is Umbral Drask, which is a behemoth that is notorious for the AI freezing in solo hunts. So yes, with this freezing, the time achieved is possible. But the weapon that achieved this time is what was not possible. The axe is the worst weapon when it comes to Dauntless trials, and this is because it takes a while for the weapon meter to ramp up and give it a reasonable amount of damage. In hunting grounds and escalation this is fine, as you don't necessarily care about saving all of that time, and you'll actually make up a lot of that time later, when you can even start one-shotting behemoths with the right setup. However, you don't have this kind of time in Dauntless trials, and you're going to have to start off the fight dealing a low amount of damage. To help prove this is not possible to those of you who might try to defend these times or don't really know what is going on with these cheaters, I will show you some visual evidence. Here I am on the testing server, where I can literally show you what a perfect Dauntless trial run would look like, because I can use cheats here for testing purposes. For this test I am using a build of 6 Adrenaline, 6 Catalyst, 6 Cunning, 6 Predator, 6 Pulse, and 6 Tenacious, with Grim Onslaught and Rail Splitter's Canteen. I'm not using Overpower here, as I'm pretty sure it doesn't work when I use the Freeze AI code. What this build is giving us here is going to be about 120% damage at all times, and if we crit we will get a 2.05 crit multiplier. The 120% damage is going to go up as we level up our axe meter. As I drop onto the island, I freeze the behemoth, take my tonics, then jump in. Because I have the behemoth completely frozen, I am able to secure 3 part breaks, which actually isn't realistic in an actual run. When you have the behemoth glitched out to be frozen in the live game, if you move around too much, it will unfreeze itself. And when it's not frozen, the top strategies are only able to get 2 part breaks, because Drask does move around quite a bit, and making sure you're hitting the right parts the whole time is not going to happen. But even with these 3 part breaks, the time I got was 1 minute and 35 seconds. And once again, keep in mind this is absolutely perfectly frozen. But in the live game, you'll likely have to dodge something at some point in the run when you're actually doing the trial, even when it does freeze on you. But let's not stop there. Let's go even further than this. Let's demonstrate that 108 is not a possible time for an axe here. I used this same build and froze the behemoth again, but I also added on an additional damage multiplier that will increase my damage by a multiplicative 80%. This is a completely unrealistic scenario. This is as if I had a marksman chamber on a broken part for the entire fight, but I'm actually playing an axe. I got 2 part breaks on this one, which is realistically what this player would have gotten if their behemoth was any sort of alive. And you want to know what happened? I still didn't beat this 108 time. I got a 111. I hope this goes to show you guys who may have been skeptical about whether or not this was cheated that not only is axe bad for trials, but even when you literally cheat with an axe, it can still not be the best option. You have to really crank up the cheats for it to start keeping up with other weapons in Dauntless trials, and that's why many of us will say that these axe times are mathematically impossible. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed or found this video educational, consider leaving a like, and if you enjoyed Dauntless and are not subscribed already, consider subscribing to the channel. I post Dauntless content here every week. And head over to the Twitch, where we will be legitimately carrying people in Dauntless trials. Link in the description. I have been Trevor, I go by TheMrTrails, and I will catch you guys next time.